Welcome to the StabCast. I'm Dizzle.
Hoo-doo-hoo! I am Mindy.
And we're here on another spooky Sunday to talk about Friday the 13th, Part 3. This is one of my favorites. This won the poll last week on Mindy's TikTok. We had a poll for Friday Part 6 versus Part 3.
Yeah.
I personally love Part 6, but I also am a huge fan of this one too. I love all the Friday movies.
I know you do.
But Part 3 won the day.
Yep.
So we're going to Higgins Haven.
We're going to Higgins Haven.
This is directed by Steve Miner, who's the only person ever to direct two Friday movies.
Yes.
And he did Part 2 as well. So that was, and it's a strong two to direct, two of the better ones of the series. This one gets thought of in a couple different camps because it gets kind of shit on, but also it gets a lot of love too.
Yeah.
So this will be a fun one to go through.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of controversy towards this one, but honestly, I like it. I went back and watched it a couple nights ago, actually, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I liked it.
She liked it, and I liked it too. I thought it's one of it's probably in my top 5 if I were to rank them all, if not 6 or 7. I think this movie has a lot going for it, but the one major thing it has going against it is that it really does feel like a carbon copy of the other two.
Yeah.
It feels very similar. It feels like they're doing the same fucking formula, and it feels like the same exact shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not what you want.
No, you don't want that.
And for anybody in the Dizzleverse on the Twitch chat, I cannot see it because I'm not by my phone. But anybody in the YouTube, comment away.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I don't see any comments.
Because we do it for the chat.
I don't see any comments yet. But, yeah. So, and also, I don't know if you know this, Daniel. You might. It was also the first Friday the 13th and the last to actually premiere on Friday the 13th.
So there you go. Even though technically,
cool.
Technically, another fun fact is the movie's not even technically set in Friday the 13th. Because what you see in the beginning when the guy's watching the TV, it's technically Saturday the 14th.
Yep.
In the beginning.
Yeah. You're right. You are right, my friend. Do you know that this movie was actually supposed to be the last movie in the entire franchise?
Yes.
This was actually supposed to be a trilogy. It was not supposed to be an entire, 12 movie franchise. Yeah,
and they've said this multiple times throughout the series of this is the last one. This is the last. That's why the next one's literally called the final chapter. They've done it a few times to where this is the end, and then it just really isn't. And that's why the ending is kind of drastically changed to what it was. This movie went through several changes, which a lot of Hollywood movies, but this movie went through several changes. Because at this point, they're like, okay, we can make a cool 20 to 30 million off Friday. Let's keep them pumping.
Yeah.
And they're low budget. They only cost a couple million to make, and we can make instant profit.
Except this time they're adding a new element, which made things trickier for everybody and more expensive, and that was the 3D element.
And that's why you had a lot of this, a lot of sticks going this way, and
the
yo-yo,
the spear.
Which, by all counts of the cast and crew, everybody fucking hated. Because you had to get in line to get the specific shot, and you could not get, and it was so hard to get to where it was right in the middle of the camera, so it would work for 3D.
Yes,
and they were pissing everybody off. The actors were getting mad. The crew was getting mad at the actors.
Well, because sometimes the actors were there for hours and they didn't even act.
Yeah,
they were just there for the shots, so it could look pretty.
Yep.
The director even said he was told for the third one because it was going 3D. He was told. Make it pretty.
Make it pretty.
Don't worry about the movie. The movie is secondary. How it looks is primary.
Yeah.
And they made that completely set in stone with this director. They were basically telling him we don't care what you do, just make sure it looks good.
Yeah.
So.
And it did turn out cool, and I like the 3D for the beginning and the beginning only because the title card. By the way, it took a long time in the series. I think by Jason X or Jason Goes to Hell, the title cards are very different. But for a long time, it's just the straight red, the straight This is who's in the movie. This one, it's fucking pointing out at you, and you got 80s.
It's so 80s.
Yeah, and you got disco playing in the background.
It is so 80s.
And that's a beloved song that people still cover to this day. But that 80s disco song, it doesn't feel like I'm in a horror movie for a second. It makes you want to jam the fuck out.
Exactly.
And start dancing. But I love it, and I think it works as a beginning. Okay. One thing going majorly against this movie, like I said, is the fact that it feels like a carbon copy. The one thing really going for it is that the little things. This is the origin of the mask. This is you have a fun cast. You have the beloved Shelley that's in here. Chris Higgins does feel different than Ginny. This was supposed to be a whole completely different movie where Ginny's in a psychiatric asylum, and we kind of do the Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween too. And it ended up she didn't want to come back, which is understandable. But we ended up getting Chris Higgins and Higgins Haven and this whole different. They're not even on Camp Crystal Lake. They're on
Crystal Lake property.
Yeah,
but it's not called Crystal Lake. They're just by Crystal Lake.
They're at Higgins Haven.
They're on the lake property. But it's her family's like farm or whatnot. And I had a couple of years ago when everything was happening and he came back to the scene to kill everyone, she was fighting with her parents and she ran outside and she went into the woods because she's like, oh, I'll show them. I'll make sure that they can't find me for a long time and they'll be beside themselves.
Yeah.
And I get it as a kid. I do. As an adult, you're an idiot. But I get it as a kid. And she finds like an oak tree to sit under. Mm-hmm. She dozes off for a minute. And then she hears like footsteps and twigs breaking. And it's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, an unmasked Jason goes after her and is dragging her away. And she is fighting her hardest, man. She is crawling at him, she's kicking him, she's doing everything she can. And then she just said, the way that she remembers it is that she just blacked out.
Yeah.
And then she ended up in her own bed the next morning. And that storyline is so ambiguous that it's just disturbing.
It is. But it's like, and they've had a couple scripts written for this, for her specifically too. It wasn't just the Jenny script. And then when we went to Chris, it was going to go a few different ways.
Yeah.
But the way that they went, I do enjoy. And I do that it's like she's a little freaked out going here anyway. But to me, most people in that situation would be like, all right, I'm not going to the same place that I got chased by a bunch of.
Exactly.
It seems pretty cut and dry, just not do that. But I like her character development to an extent, and I like that they try. I won't give away the ending, but they kind of try to throw into what they wanted to do for the beginning, which is make her seem a little lunatic-y.
Yeah.
And that the events really, scared the shit out of her. But I like the introduction of Higgins Haven. That's the thing about this movie is it does little things for the lore. Okay. Not only is it finding the mask, but it's Higgins Haven, and it's the big Higgins Haven cabin. Not cabin or lodge. I would say it's more of a lodge, right?
Yeah, because it has a barn and stuff. So.
And which the lodge has been burned down by some dipshit fan who was fucking around.
Yeah, 2006. I think. Yeah.
So, but that a lot of people that watch these movies blend them all together, and they just kind of think that the lodge is part of everything else. And they forget that it's on Higgins Haven. Higgins Haven's that's like its own thing, and that's like the centerpiece of that. Yeah. They just put it all together like, oh, that was in part 2, and it's like, no, it wasn't. It got introduced here, and it is one of the more iconic things of the lore that this brought in was that massive structure and him chasing them throughout, because that's a fun thing, them running through a lodge, and that's what made lodges in these movies mean even more after that, because now it's like, oh, shit's going down, let's run to the lodge.
Yeah, and you said it, chase. This is the first movie and last one that he's ever chased.
Yeah, he runs
someone in. Yeah. He runs like a maniac in this movie. Honestly, it's a completely different Jason.
It is. And he walks very chill in that one moment.
And he makes noise.
Yeah.
Like when Chris is fighting him at the end and whatnot, he's grunting and yelling in pain and stuff like that.
I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have the actor that played him? Because he did a really good job for this one. But I don't have my phone by me.
I thought I'm
terrible with names. But that's not a huge deal.
Wait, what was it?
Friday Part 3, the actor who played Jason. But he had an agile in this, but I like my Jasons to be very big and lumbering and, ready to kick ass and power through a door if need be, or power through a wall. Like, that's how Jason needs to be, kicking through doors and being a bad fuck. And this guy, I thought, did it well. Everyone gives love to Kane Hodder, and I do enjoy him, but he always seemed like more of a slender version. He was tall, but it was a little more sleek. I like a big fucking,
Richard Brooker.
He was a behemoth, and that worked for the character. And this is the only one where you really get to see his face, and it, like, is part of the movie and kind of... Like, it's creepy in its own right. And that's like a big reveal when you see his face.
Yeah.
And especially because when Chris sees his face, she's like, oh, that's the guy that was... Which you should have already clicked that beforehand.
Yeah. But she also did take off on her friends, too.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Her poor friends. Like, they didn't even tell her. They didn't even tell anyone they were going.
No.
Rick just got in the car and threatened to go home, and then she was like, I want to go with you. And she doesn't even tell her friends. What the hell, bitch?
Which, poor fucking Rick, by the way. And Rick is just the ultimate rich dude who's always bitching about shit. And I think Trent in the remake is like an evolution of that, but he notches up the douchiness, because Rick's not that big of a douche. But when he's like...
just horny.
But when, like, guys are, like, drinking, like, beer and they, like, spill it, he's like, that's oak! Like, don't fucking spill it! Like... That's like antique shit. Like, Rick was kind of doing that here, to where he's like, this is a nice place. Don't fuck it up, you idiots. Mm-hmm. And they kept like fucking up his car and stuff. And just him bitching. He was fun. This movie, it always comes down to the charming cast and even the throwaways that only are going to have a few lines and you kill them. You want everybody to be kind of fun and unique in their own character. This movie does it well. We have token stoners who, I swear to God, they were looking for... Tommy had the part. He had to have Tommy Chong. Because he's just like, hey, do a Tommy Chong impression. He wasn't even just a stoner. He was Tommy fucking Chong.
Yeah.
And the fact that we get the joke of him taking a shit, smoking weed, and saying this is heavy shit is hilarious.
Yeah. It really
is. And
is.
stupid. But, yeah, we had the token stoners. We had Shelly, who's the ultimate fat, depressed dude. Who just, like, he's so beloved and he's, like, thought of as, like, a really fun guy. But then you go back and watch it, like, he was a sad sack that was pissed the whole time and, like, kind of, like, putting his shit on everybody else. And those pranks were really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, the pranks are fucked.
The pranks were so fucked that he was dead and no one noticed. The lady didn't know because she thought they was fucking with him.
Stop skirting around Shelly. No, Shelly's dead. I actually have that down here as one of the facts that Shelly's story was basically based on the story of the boy who cried wolf.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That is basically what it is.
Yeah, that's what the director wanted it to be.
But, Shelley's so fucking hilarious in this movie. And my favorite line of, where is everybody? They were skinny dipping, and I'm not skinny, so I can't go. And I'm just like...
That was so funny.
I feel you, brother.
I'm not skinny, so I can't go. It's like, sweetheart, you can still go skinny. But it's just called skinny dipping.
There's a couple like he could have had Vera. He could have had, but the fact that he was like being such a fucking like loathing asshole. Like she was like he's like there's a couple times he's like, you just don't like me because I'm fat. And it's like, no, you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Just try to be a little charming and maybe she'll bang you. You can tell.
And like she even says
side.
that. Yeah. She even says that to him. Like she's like, I think you're sweet. I just want you to show that sweet side more.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, she wants you. Like, stop being a dick.
She definitely wants him.
He would have gotten some ladies.
But then she was like, no, fuck you. I'm sick of your shit.
Yeah.
And she got an arrow through the throat for good
Yes. Measure. Right through the throat.
Which I love that Jason's first kill with the mask on isn't with the machete. It's by bow and arrow. And he's used that arrow a couple times. He shot off a couple arrows in his day.
Yeah.
But that one was particularly awesome to watch. And she got fucked up. The biker gang is one of the more lovable. When I bring up like this movie to people, they're like, oh, the one with a biker gang out of nowhere that just ends up in the movie?
Yeah, Fox, Loco, and Ali.
Yes, which Ali has so much fucking charm and he's hilarious. And I thought Fox was funny too, and her line about the condom and shit.
I liked how I was watching it yesterday and I saw Fox fall and almost get the pitchfork to the throat.
Yeah.
And then she like does a little chuckle and stands up and goes about her way. But then that's how Jason takes her out.
Yeah.
As I just putting the pitchfork right through her throat, and it's like, holy shit. What the hell? Like, they premonition that shit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That was kind of like a Final Destination kind of thing. Like, they saw it, but it didn't click.
Yeah.
And then Loco or whatever, he thinks that Fox is screwing with his ass. So he gets a pitchfork drove completely through his upper body. Well, not his upper body, but like the middle of his body.
Yeah.
Like completely through, y'all. Like, he made sure that went all the way through. Consistency is key.
Loco?
Yes.
Yeah, Loco got fucked up.
Yes. And then Ali, she got beat up, but you got to wait till the end of this video to figure out if Ali survived.
Ali's one of the final girls almost. I mean, he makes it. I mean, the fact that that's one of those, like, where the fuck did that come from in these movies? To where you have, like, a slasher where some, like, throwaway character just fucks off, and then at the end he's like, I'm still here. That's Ali. Because you're not thinking
about him. Just told people to stay to the end to see if he survived, Daniel.
I didn't say that I didn't say he died or lived.
Okay.
But he does, like you said, he does show up later.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think it's going to happen.
No.
You do not think it's going to happen.
No.
Ali's funny, though, and I like how he breaks Shelly's windshield. Well, it's Rick's windshield, but he fucks that. And the way his, like, face looked like when he's smiling, he's like, I'm about to fight. Like, it was so calming, and it's like, maybe he'll be nice. And Shelly's like, ah. And then he just...
And because Shelly's so innocent, he's just like, hi.
And then poor Rick's like, my fucking car. This is bullshit.
And that poor guy.
Yeah, he hated the friends. He's like, Chris, I'll fuck you, but I don't want to deal with your friends.
Yeah.
And that was kind of his whole
I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to be with you all weekend, not your friends.
And I do like Andy a lot because Andy is trying to be
Andy
cool.
is father to be.
Yes, and he's trying to be cool with Shelly, and he's like, hey, man, I can get you some puss here, but you got to quit being a dickhead with the jokes here. And
he's like, you got to help me out a little.
I will say Andy is the master of two things, the yo-yo and the handstand. One of them, ended up just being really cool, and one of them ended up being really bad for him. But that will get to my...
But it looked cool.
It looked cool, and that is my top kill of the episode. Okay. That's my best kill is Andy handstand. Like, hey, look at this. It's so good. And then Jason just fucking axes through him. Or was it machete? I can't remember the instrument, but fucking Andy got slit in half like it was, and they had a doll doing it. Like I've seen the behind the scene videos of them doing it, and it's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
and it's like that is a creative kill. It's one you've never seen again. You've seen variations of it, but never have you seen a man do a handstand into getting chopped in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Because who voluntarily does a handstand like that? I don't even think I could do one. I'll buckle. But Andy buckled to in the wrong way. That's
Poor
my top
Andy.
kill. Andy got fucked up.
Poor Andy.
Just trying to do a handstand and play with his yo-yo. Aren't we all?
My favorite kill, even though it's kind of a recycled kill, and they even said this, that it was recycled, is Debbie on the hammock.
Yeah.
With the going right through her throat from behind. That was actually supposed to be an homage to Kevin Bacon's scene.
Yeah.
In the very first
one.
one.
Yeah, you could tell.
So, but I just thought it was really cool because it was like coming out of her chest.
Yeah.
It wasn't even coming out of her throat. So I didn't even make the correlation until I watched the documentary. And then I was like, oh, shit. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah.
But at first, I didn't really correlate with me. But then I realized that that's what it was. I mean, I had two. I had her and then I had Miss Edna.
Yeah.
Because I think I just think the knitting needle to the head is just so well executed. It looks so great with the 3D. Yeah. They did a great job on this. You can definitely tell that this was probably one of the scenes that took them forever to shoot.
Yeah, it's in the beginning-ish, so
yeah,
it makes sense. And that whole and the fact that they drive past a crime scene with deaths and stretchers and gurneys, and they're like, fuck it, let's have fun, guys. This is gonna be awesome. And then have
a fun time.
And then old Abel, who basically, like, when we say carbon copy, they're like, all right, we need a crazy Ralph. We need a guy to be freaked out and freak the kids out. Abel, here you go. Here's this little thing that looks nothing like an eyeball. Show it to him. And
it really looked nothing like an eyeball. It really didn't.
It looked like fucking.
It looked like a nutsack.
It did look like a nutsack, and he held it up right in your eye. And Abel was
in
fucking
3D, bitch.
In 3D, and I thought he was a fun little. But that's when it was like, all right, are we gonna do all the same shit as the other movies? We needed to switch it up, and that's why Part 4 is so good.
Yeah.
But I love this continuation, and I do. Rick's another one. We'll save him. We'll get to him. Debbie, her actress is one of the funnest to hear talk about the movie because she loves talking about how she's like, people ask me if I was afraid of the naked scenes now and if I don't like that. And it's like, I look back, it's like, damn, I had a good body. And I think that's a good attitude.
It's a great attitude.
And she kind of had a little more backstory than the other throwaways.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Yeah. And you like saw her mom at the beginning. That was her, right?
Yeah.
So I think that when she died, it's not like, oh, the main character's gone. You know Chris Higgins is going to be the final girl of this. But she did get a little more than everybody else.
Yeah.
And the stoner couple, Chuck and the heavy shit was fine. And he kind of is the start of one that we'll see a lot in the series of getting thrown into an electrical box. Because if we watch every Friday, this is like the first one, and then you're just going to keep seeing it and seeing it of someone getting thrown in and getting fucking electrocuted.
Oh my God. Okay.
And it's pretty bad. I'll do it a third time.
Please don't.
But
oh my God.
No, so Chuck got fucked up. And the lady, I think it's Chili, but I might be wrong.
Oh.
The stoner girlfriend.
Yeah,
Chili.
Chili.
Right? When we alluded to it earlier, but when she saw Shelly with the throat slit, and by the way, Shelly's death makes no fucking sense whatsoever because Jason comes out, Shelly walks into this building, Jason walks out of it with a mask. So you're kind of thinking, all right, Shelly's fucked up. And then we move on. Fucking Jason kills Vera with the fucking arrow. And you don't see Shelly for a while. And then he pops up with his throat slit. How long has he just been sitting there with his slit throat? Like, I'm okay. I'm sitting there. Like, did he keep his hand on it the whole time? And
I think he kept his hand on it the whole time.
There's no fight. It makes no sense because Shelly just, unless Jason came back, it's like, hey, let's slit this kid's throat real quick. Let's boom. But it took way too long for Shelly to die from that wound. And then he comes up and Chili doesn't believe him. And then when she does, I love this movie and I hate to say anything bad about the actresses. And I think she was fine as the stoner girlfriend. Maybe one of the worst acting jobs I've ever seen in my fucking life. Shelly's dead. Oh my God, Shelly's dead. And just like walking away like, and she's like running nonchalantly. She's like, oh no, guys. And it's like you're playing a bad game of hide and seek. Like she did not give a fuck, and you could tell in that moment. Mm-hmm. And then she got hit with a poking iron that wasn't. There's a lot of pokey deaths in this. Yeah,
a lot of through the eyes, through the chest.
Only like, can I bring up Ali now?
Yes, now we can bring up Ali. After I say this, Chris Higgins had the longest ever run from Jason.
Yeah,
she ran away from Jason for 30 minutes. 30 minutes of her running.
Which is insane.
God help her soul.
It is a fun final girl stroll, though, of seeing everybody. And it started off by seeing Loco in the barn, and she's never seen him a day. But she's like, oh, random dead guy, fuck. And then she sees her friends. And she sees old Rick. Which, Rick, by the way, is a contender for me for top kill. Mm-hmm. Because the head smashing is iconic.
And the fact that he just, like, did it, like, nonchalantly and, like, the eyeballs popped out. It's like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Well, the thing is, it starts out as a really good scene, and it's shot really well. The cinematography of her looking out the door, she doesn't see Rick, and Rick's on the other side, like, fuck, I'm getting my head smashed. But then you get the close-up, and you see this obvious paper mache head fucking explode. It is not Rick whatsoever. It looks a little like him, but it gets smushed, and the eye shoots for the 3D. That is a fun one.
Yeah.
That it's like... I mean, God bless Paul, and I am one of those believers that Paul Holt's still walking among us, and he lived from the second one. There's no doubts about Rick. Rick is dead, and you can tell. He's got his fucking head smashed. Now she's in the barn, and she encounters Ali, and Ali shows up to be the same. And I'm like, oh, is he going to be the guy? Nope. He gets fucked up, and he get a machete kill. One of the only ones in this movie, which is crazy because Jason is the machete man. But we don't even really get to see it. Nowadays, you'd see Ali's face get smashed and everything.
No,
we
this
just
time
see
we just got
Jason's
to see
back
Jason's back. Yeah.
going like that.
Yeah.
Well, Chris watches in horror.
Yeah.
Her fight against him, stabbing of the hand, getting trapped in the car and having him trapped in the window and him smashing his face in. This was a lot of cool final girl running away shit.
Yeah.
I do like how they meshed all that together because we would see that, not even in this, in Scream and other movies.
Yeah.
That kind of use these same type of scenarios.
Honestly, and like think of the special effects works done by Mr. Tom Savini, of course. He is the reason why everyone says that he's the best and why Friday the 13th has the best special effects, because their special effects are completely 100% practical.
Yeah.
There's no CGI. He does not believe in CGI. He hates it.
He fucking hates it.
I mean, I don't know if he fucking hates it, but he hated it, at least when it was first starting to come out, and refused to use it. He always believed that even if it looks a little campy at the end of the day, he would rather have like fake blood be pouring down the drain than like inserting a picture of a blood-filled drain.
At least it's real.
Yeah. That's what he really wants. He likes it to remain in reality.
Yeah. At the end of Chris's final girl stroll, we have a couple of fucking, ooh, I woke up from a dream. The one big one of her seeing Jason's face in the window, and then, or maybe that was a deleted scene.
That was a deleted scene.
But the one, she's on the canoe, and the ending they go with is so fucking stupid.
I knew they were going to do it. As soon as I saw her on the canoe, I was like, oh, fuck, here comes Mrs. Voorhees.
It makes no sense, though, because you see her severed head in the beginning.
Exactly, and she didn't drown.
Yeah, she did not drown. She should not be in the lake. It makes no sense.
She got decapitated.
Now, I'm glad they did it to where it's like, oh, this isn't real and she was dreaming. So that's okay. I'm glad that they threw that in there. And then they just cart her off looking nuts.
Yeah, but it should have been Jason coming out of the water again.
Yeah.
If anything.
But I like how because originally the original ending, Chris severs off his head. It's the final chapter, and we're done.
Yeah, and the production said it was just too dark.
Too dark, and also let's leave a little room for him to come back.
Yeah.
These are making money. Let's leave it a little ambiguous, and we can always come back to this. Let's not chop his head off and call it a day.
Yeah.
Which even when they do that, he still comes back.
Like Halloween H2O.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter, but that's what they went with. I like it a little bit that they were trying to give her like, oh, this affected her, but I think it's a little too cheap in these movies to be like, oh, she's going crazy because she saw people die. I get it, but it's a little lazy too.
Yeah.
But
also though, out of all the final girls so far, she really did take a beating.
Yes.
He really did put her through hell.
Yeah, and it's a trauma that she dealt with, even though she looks the same age in the flashback, when she dealt with when she was younger.
2 years.
Yeah, so it was a trauma that she had been dealing with. So it does make sense that it would have her fucked up.
Yeah,
but she was hamming it up a little bit in the back of the car.
Yeah, and the back of the car was too much.
Yeah, the only thing about this movie. And I love that Jason finds his mask. And that's the real unique piece of lore in this movie, that if you want to watch the one where Jason gets his mask, it's this one.
Yeah.
Because you watch part 2, you expect a mask, you see a sack over his head, and you're like, what the fuck? This is the one where he gets it. And when she hits the axe on it in his fucking mask and it hits him and he falls down, that scar is there forever in the mask. That cut stays there for the rest of the franchise, which is a unique little piece of lore, too. That's cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the little nuances of this movie, and that kind of takes away from it being the exact same as the other two.
Yeah.
Because that is a flaw, from Abel being a Crazy Ralph's stand-in to having to do someone coming up from the lake again. This does copy a lot of shit, and it wasn't their original intent. I don't know if it would have been better or worse than Ginny in the Hospital. There's already a few flaws with Ginny in the Hospital I don't like anyway, which one she was kind of into psychiatry anyway. That's how she outsmarted. So her going crazy doesn't really make sense.
No.
She seemed to have a perfect grasp.
She was more of a survivor.
Yeah. But I also think it's admirable that they wanted to keep that you kept Alice and killed her. Let's keep Ginny. So the fact that she's just gone, they tried to keep continuity to this, and this one gets called back to a little bit throughout the series too. So this is absolutely canon. I have a love for this movie. Like I said, after this probably lands at number 5 on my list. Of Friday movies because I have a love for all of them. This one does fall into that trap of being way too similar to what we've seen before, but it adds enough new shit. Like we said, Jason is running, which is a new wrinkle, and he runs in the second one too. And he makes noises, and you gotta love that nonchalant walk after he kills that bitch, and he's just like, "Fuck yeah." Big lumbering badass, which I like one of my favorite physical Jasons because he just looks the part.
Yeah.
All of them look the part, but like Derek Mears and Kane Hodder, those are 2 favorites and beloved by the Friday community, but they're a little too slender for me. Derek Mears they're gigantic, but they're not as lumbering. They're more tall than lumbering. Whereas this guy's really he's Jason. He's an inbred fucking, kid that drowned in a lake and became a super monster.
Yeah. Because it's like the same thing with Leatherface. Like, you can't have a skinny person.
Yes.
Be Leatherface. That just makes no sense.
Yeah. So even though this isn't the best, it doesn't really invent too much new shit besides the mask. It's a fun time with a fun, charming cast of characters that it's fun to get them slashed off one by one. And it's a fun hangout with your friends, have a couple beers, and watch this movie.
Exactly. And remember, this movie was never meant to be serious.
No.
This movie was told to the director, like, just make sure it looks good, make sure you get the 3D shots. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah. And this seemed the most chaotic, or the most campy out of the first 3. We get campier. Trust me, we get way fucking campier down the line. But the first 2 were played pretty serious, and this is a little more we're having fun. It's trying to be scary too, especially with the music, but it is taken a little more lighthearted, which I think works for these movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10 because I have a lot of love for this thing. And Chris Higgins is someone I always wanted to come back in some way or form, but never really did.
Yeah. I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. I'm going to give it a straight 8 out of 10. Just because it was good, but it wasn't like fantastic for me. I'm not a huge Jason fan.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm never going to give a 10 out of 10 for a Jason movie, unfortunately. There is one other movie that I like better than this one, and that's the one that comes out right after it. I do believe that part 4 is better.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
that's
100% it's better. It's by far better. You have Feldman, for God's sakes. You can't have Feldman and not be better. It's one of the Coreys.
I know, Daniel. And I was watching Scream 6 with you when Kirby brought him up and was like, I think for Corey Feldman. And this one's in the theater, like, hey, everyone has a thing for Corey Feldman.
Well, I didn't want to fuck him. But he was a great little Tommy Jarvis. That's Tommy. You can't beat Tommy.
I know him more from the Lost Boys, but you can have your Tommy.
Thank you. I think Haynes the one in Lost Boys, but that's all right.
They're both are.
Feldman's in Lost Boys? All right.
I really am 100% sure.
Corey Feldman is in the Lost Boys.
Thank you, Doug.
Well, Doug's the one that told me he wasn't a couple days ago, so.
Doug, you said it mixed messages.
I tried to say Feldman was in the Lost Boys. Like, no, that's Haynes.
No, they're both there.
That's why I thought I won this.
I looked it up after and realized I was wrong.
I didn't get a fucking email.
Defeat.
All right. What's on the poll for next week?
Okay, so next week
Memorial
we
Day.
already have it on here and we have it on TikTok. Our Memorial Day poll is going to go to the movie Stage Fright.
Okay.
And there's 2 different versions of Stage Fright. They're both slasher horror movie musicals based in like musical theater camp. Don't hate me.
Yes.
Because this is like the only time they ever did this, except for like Anna and the Apocalypse, but that was a little different. That had zombies. But basically what I did was I put up the original one, which came out in 1987, that you're going to be able to find on Tubi for free. And then they came out with a remake in 2014 with Meatloaf in it. And that you can find for free on YouTube.
Absolutely. So that's the poll for next week. Make sure to vote, everybody.
Yeah.
And all right, like and subscribe. Give them a fat hootie hoo, Mindy. This is the StabCast. This is a lot of fun talking about a good movie for once.
You
Friday
asshole.
Part 3. We'll see everybody next time.
Bye, guys.
And thank you all.